Good day, dear students! Welcome to our class, the Contemporary Philippine Arts from the Regions. Sa kursong ito ay pag-uusapan natin ang iba't ibang mga sining na napapaloob sa Pilipinas mula sa iba't ibang rehiyon. Alam kong handa na kayo, kaya naman magsimula na tayo. And before we start, let us have an activity. I have here pictures of different sceneries in the Philippines. Now your goal is to name this at kung saan ito matatagpuan. Handa ka na ba? Kung gayon, let's go! Because it's more fun in the Philippines.
Kati-kati na ba ang iyong mga paa? Handa nang umalis, mag-iwaliw at lumarga. Buti na lang taga dito ka. Sing dami ng happening, ang dami ng isla. It's more fun in the Philippines. Bakit malalayo? Sobrang swerte kaya ng tsinelas mo. Nakatapak ka sa paraiso. It's more fun in the Philippines. Bakit palalayo? Mula Batanes hanggang Hulo, iba ang saya ng Pilipino. It's more fun in the Philippines. Nandito ng lahat, saan pa pupunta? Malalim ang dagat at mababaw ang ligaya. Halatang Pilipino ka. Abot langit ang iyong ngiti. Lahi ng masasaya. It's more fun in the Philippines. Bakit palalayo? Sobrang swerte kaya ng tsinelas mo. Nakatabak ka sa paraiso. It's more fun in the Philippines. Bakit palalayo? Mula Batanes hanggang Hulo, iba ang saya ng Pilipino. It's more fun in the Philippines.
Smiling, shouting, singing, driving, parking, waiting, tapping, jogging, hopping, resting, sleeping.
More fun!
Frostbite,
Bonfire, double-decker,
history,
hanging out,
biology,
moving out,
geometry,
working out,
chemistry.
dining out. More fun!
Sing dami ng happening, ang dami ng isla. It's more fun in the Philippines. Bakit palalayo? Sobrang swerte kaya ng tsinelas mo. Nakatapak ka sa paraiso. It's more fun in the Philippines. Bakit palalayo? Mula Batanes hanggang Hulo, iba ang saya ng Pilipino. It's more fun in the Philippines.
Nakuha niyo ba ang lahat ng tamang sagot? Magaling naman kung ganon. Tunay ngang it's more fun in the Philippines. At para sa pagpapatuloy ng ating pag-aaral sa araw na ito, ating tutuklasin kung saan nga ba nagmula ang different arts from the Philippines. Handa ka na ba? Kung ganon, let's go! Ethnic tradition. Art forms during the period were mainly influenced by geographical location and the practices of the Filipinos. Most of their arts were animist or community inspired. For early Filipinos who lived in highlands, dance steps were imitations of movements of animals like birds, while those who were near the coastline mimicked sea creatures' movements. Tattoo was believed to be an art during this period. It served as a war medal for killing an enemy in a war. Tints from woods or charcoal were used to draw tattoos in this time. In terms of visual arts, wood carving, weaving, and pottery were leading during this period. For their architecture, they used native resources like anahaw, bamboo, kogon, and rattan in building their houses. Epics, myths, riddles, and proverbs were few from their literature. Content of music varied from war, rowing, courting, reaping, and etc. Instruments like bamboo flutes and brass gongs were used to accompany their songs. A subject and concept of theater arts, ethnic performances and ceremonials were the early theatrical presentations describing their principles in life. Spanish colonial tradition. Several practices of the early Filipinos were stopped by the Spaniards. Written traditions were burnt in belief that these were works of evil. Religion, devotion, and secularization became the central idea of arts during this period. Literature was dominantly religious and secular. In theater, plays like comedia became common. Painting was introduced, focusing on the religious themes. Paint colors were already introduced. Sculpture focused in producing carved images of saints and Catholic-related images. Aside from stones and woods, metals were used in carving. Stone bricks were used in constructing their houses, churches, and government offices. Orchestra grew as zarzuelas and operas became prevalent. American colonial and contemporary traditions. Changes in education, culture, and the arts brought a change when Americans arrived in the archipelago. Filipinos were formally educated. Those who were sent to study abroad went back carrying the idea of contemporary art. Technological innovations transcended the traditional way of creating art. Art forms expanded, letting artists experiment with various materials and methodologies. Hence, artists created non-conventional creations with wide range of themes. Contemporary Filipino architecture focused on urban planning, economic zone, and regionalism. Before we continue, let us answer these comprehension questions. What are the contributions of the ethnic or pre-colonial period, Spanish colonial period, and American colonial period in the development of contemporary arts in the Philippines? Do you believe that art can create a great impact in the development of culture and identity of a community? Why or why not? Now, let us continue our discussion with the 7 major contemporary art forms. Number 1. Visual art. Number 2, dance. Number 3, music. Number 4, architecture. Number 5, theater. Number 6, literature. And the last, film or cinema. Visual art. It is an umbrella term for comprehensive classification of art which consists of several artistic disciplines, but commonly, these are primarily visual in nature, such as picture and sculpture. A picture is a two-dimensional image produced by using different media such as ink, oil paint, charcoal, and watercolor. Sculpture, on the other hand, is three-dimensional that may be shaped by means of a stone, wood, and marble. Some of the contemporary art techniques are collage, digital arts, graffiti, printmaking, and mixed media. Collage is made by pasting different materials such as pictures and pieces of paper or textile. Digital arts describe technological arts which include digital photography and digital painting. Graffiti are either serious, rude, political, humorous words or drawings printed on public walls or structures. Printmaking. It is the creation of images, typically on paper, fabric, and plastic materials. Mixed media. These are artworks made by combining two or more art mediums or materials. Dance. It's an instance of moving the human body to the beat of a music, choreographed in definite time, form, and space. Music. Music is an art that appeals to the sense of hearing. It is composed of ordered tones or sounds in succession. Architecture. It is an art form of planning and erecting structures, especially habitable ones. Theater. It is an art form of presentation. Scripts are represented on stage by actors and are boosted with props, lights, and sounds. Literature is a written work having form or expression of thoughts or permanence or universal interest. Film or cinema. It is a technological transformation of a theater. Scripts are portrayed but are pre-taped and edited before its showing. So that's the end of our topic for today. For the contemporary Philippine arts from the regions. Thank you very much for watching and thank you very much for listening as well. I will see you on the next video. Thank you and goodbye.